Hi everyone, this is the Wasted Warlocks podcast. This episode is only a filler. It's going to be a short one, not long. I'm your host, Adam Hart, the Buzz Cleric. Not really buzzed now. I've been really slow on the poison. My poison for tonight is rum. It's pretty good rum. Hellbent, the Warlock, or whatever title he wants to be, is busy right now, which is fine. I mean, we have lives, but hopefully in less than an hour he'll be on soon, and we can have, episode 2 of our Wasted Warlocks sort of podcast or project type deal. So let's get started. I wanted to, share some stuff about me. Disclaimer. In America, we have freedom of culture, freedom of expression, etc., etc. What does that mean, and why do I bring it up? Because social norms and deviance is really practically kind of hard to define, where you're living in a country and you have freedom culture and freedom of expression. So this really confused me about the 1950s, because you had people who wanted to define what culture Americans should follow, which to me, that is the ultimate deviance, is when you try to regulate the norms and what is deviation, and you want to regulate that to how others behave, therefore limiting individualism. So 1950s, I guess white Anglo-Saxon Protestants were the first SJWs. They're not like today's SJWs. I'm not an SJW myself. I just don't give that many fucks to even be an SJW. But for me to argue with the SJW of the 1950s would just be a losing battle, because it'd be like explaining physiology of either humans or animals to a vegan. They're just going to come up with another argument, even though you've disproven them. So it's a losing battle. And I'm not talking about modern SJWs. I'm talking about social justice warriors of the 1950s. My comparison and metaphor, it was referring to 1950s SJWs, not the SJWs of today, because I really had not encountered SJWs in my life. Well, except for one. It was just one 17-year-old female that when I poked fun at college feminists, not feminists in general, just a college feminist, she flipped me off. And I'm a feminist as well, because I will always fight for the rights of women, but I will always fight for the rights of men. I know you feminists, you might be shouting at this podcast saying, "Oh, feminists, we fight for rights of both the men and women." And I get that. And if you do, I respect you for that. But then you have these university feminists that say, this guy, we were going to go on a date, and then I told him what I did, and he called it off the date, so I called him a fuckboy. Well, that's you just deviated right fucking there. You just deviated from the whole purpose of feminism. But it's understandable. You're a university feminist. It's typical of you if you're anti-male in some regards. And no, my statement's not anti-female. I'm sure there are anti-male male feminists as well. But I digress. I'm getting off topic. So, subculture. What is my subculture? Well, some people are like, I don't like being labeled. Well, labels are fucking everywhere. I mean, yeah, if you have the thick skin, who the fuck cares about a label? Really, you have to choose your own labels. And if other people try to define you, just, it's whatever. They can go fuck themselves. All right. So, what is my label of a subculture? I am the working class alpha. This is partly scripted. What I've said so far is not scripted. I just I took a bunch of notes for the working class alpha, and before I go over these notes, I will say that my dad's side of family, I won't say which race because it is interracial. So you SJWs who are like race and culture appropriation, just listen, we're all unique in our own personality traits or mental traits, physical traits. We're all unique. So just bringing race or gender into it is you're just doing the same shit as 1950s SJWs, and it's old, and nowadays people just see it as bait and they just ignore it. Unless you're getting political influence. Whatever. It's fucking America. Freedom. Whatever. All right, working class alpha. Why do I call it working class alpha? This is a subculture unique to myself. If you want to follow it, that's fine. But on my dad's side of the family, I've hypothesized there is a alpha gene, a biological alpha gene. I'll try to kind of explain. Okay, here are the traits I've written down. Traits: adapting quickly to jobs or educational situations or events. Creative thinker. A little bit of introvert and extrovert. Unique. Not easily defined by other subcultures. Excellent metabolic process of nutrients. Muscle builds very quickly. Versatile when it comes to physical or mental activities. Near or above 6 feet in height. Intellectual and perceptive. All right, so in my family, I am the shortest. I am 5'10". If I flex, I'm 5'11.5" apparently. And it's not just about height or, physical attributes as people stereotype. I mean, there's also perception and intellect. So, if you think someone is an alpha and they're not intellectual, they're not perceptive, or they don't go to a certain standard, they're not really an alpha. They're just someone who can build muscle quickly and has good coordination. That's just Maybe they're the primal type of alpha, the down to earth kind of alpha. They're not smart, they're not perceptive, they're just really strong and really good at sports. But then they get that perception from, you have to strategize, when it comes to performing in sports. There's offense and there's defense, and that's what I love about sports. And I've met a lot of intellectual people who don't like sports, and it's like, how could you not like sports? I mean, there's strategy and tactic in sports. There's the offense, the defense, and the different types of plays. Also, you have to try and predict what the opponent is doing. So I think sports are just being taken for granted. So, go over culture. My usual attire. Usually it's a collared shirt that's tucked in with professional slacks, or sometimes cargo pants. And, sometimes my attire could be a black pea coat over a smaller winter coat that looks like a long sleeve suit vest. And since it's getting cold, I have this pea coat and this smaller winter coat, and it looks like I'm wearing a suit without a tie. And it is all black. The pea coat's black. The coat liner is black. My professional slacks are black. My t-shirt might be white or tan. Usually the tan shirt. And you might say, oh, you're probably a conservative traditionalist right wing for dressing that way. No, not at all. I see black, or whatever is above casual wear, is representing of my prestige as a working class. I work and I study. I'm a worker and I'm a college student. Depending on my situation, it's likely I will be a university student as well as a worker. In my culture, black formal wear represents prestige. In conservative or liberal cultures or subcultures, that may represent, going to a funeral, or you're goth, or you're dark inside, or some stupid shit like that, some stupid interpretation. So it's not really, it's not deviance against American culture, because American culture is freedom of culture. It's freedom of expression. So I'm creating my own subculture. So whether I wear black, navy blue, Marine Corps green, tan, white, or gray, it's to represent status in my culture, because we work, we're skilled at housework, we're skilled at cooking, and we adapt quickly to either work or education. All right, what else? Career. Full-time and flexible job, skilled at housework and cooking, tactful use of leisure time, such as, well, this podcast, just coming out with episode 1.9 before episode 2. That's just, creative use of leisure time, which I'm off tonight, and tomorrow's Veterans Day, and I am a veteran. Yeah. Hobbies. Whatever I want to fucking do, because I'll adapt and learn to whatever fucking hobby I want to do. If I want to draw, you know, I'll sketch. I'll teach myself. I have made amazing sketches. I have had very little training in sketches, but I have done some really realistic sketches, and I have surprised myself. I mean, it takes hours to, do a sketch of half a person's face, but with my little training, it's very surprising. All right, relationships, yay! Relationships, I'm not implying romantic relationships, so hold your horses. All right, empathetic towards others. I don't care if you're fat, skinny, muscular, you have brown eyes, blue eyes, you have whatever type color skin, you have blue shoes on, you have red hair. I don't fucking care. You're human. I'm human. I'm going to show empathy towards you. I'm going to be friendly to you. I'm going to give you a mutual respect. I'm going to listen to your ideas. I don't care if I disagree with your ideas. I'm not going to treat you like shit. I'm not going to bully you. If I disagree with an idea, I'm not going to be aggressive or hostile towards you. You might expect it from other people, but those people might be following a traditionalist culture. They can be conservative or liberal, whatevs. I mean, every culture has their bad apples. And what I fucking hate is when people see bad apples, they blame the whole fucking subculture. It's like, whatever. It's just ridiculous. Let's see. Gets along with most people. I don't flirt. If you're an adult and I'm an adult, there's just no fucking need to flirt. I'm not easily seduced. That is true. Females have tried to seduce me, and I just see it as childish. Some women have admired my hips and buttocks. Same goes for men. Straight men or homosexual men. The sexuality doesn't fucking matter. I don't have much of an ass. But holy shit, I have hips. I don't walk like a woman, but it's pretty close. I ignored a woman slapping my butt, and I just kept walking with my friends. Apparently she got pissed off, started going off with her friends about it, how I just ignored a girl slapping my ass. What am I to do? I'm spending time with friends. I'm exercising, tactful use of my leisure time. I don't need someone slapping me on my ass to waste it. I'm not offended. And that's, I guess, the thick skin part of my alpha half. Maybe I'm half alpha, maybe I'm full alpha. I doubt I'm full alpha. I think I'm half alpha because I do not know my mother's side of the family. Because, I've only been to Asia once. That's right. My mother is Asian. So yeah, I don't know if I'm descendant from Alpha Asians or Beta Asians, whatever fucking label you give it. I'm just trying to go over, the biological alpha gene. Let's see, relationships. Celibate by choice. High sex drive comes with being alpha, but I'm not a thirsty fuckboy. I'm not at bars lurking, trying to pick up women, and I'm not trying to develop friendships to get fucking laid, because that's childish as fuck. I guess I could get laid if I wanted to. I just don't want to, but I know I have a high sex drive. I'm not saying I'm horny all the time. I can last a long fucking time in bed, so to say. Let's see, I have thick skin, call me what you will. I'm not really offended. You could call me a small dick having motherfucker. I'm not really offended. I might laugh at you, and I might give you a cigarette if you ask for one, even after calling me that. That's just me being honest. Let's see. No high strung desire for a relationship. Dating is very low priority. We're socialized. Usually it's by people of a traditionalist subculture, like conservatives or liberals, to date. And I guess a lot of people are getting the fucking point that, dating doesn't have to be a priority. And I see that as why people are getting married, at an older age. I guess they're focusing on their career and their education before they get married, which is very, very smart because, supposedly, I only say supposedly because I don't have the source, but I've read in different places that a lot more American women have higher degrees than men. It takes years to get a degree. So it makes sense when, someone with a bachelor's wants to marry someone with either, an associate's, low chance, bachelor's, a little higher chance, master's, really high chance. Notice how I didn't say male or female. Notice how I only focused on the education level. I wouldn't be surprised if a minor SJW group were to say, if you have a bachelor's degree and you only marry those with an associate's, bachelor's, or higher, you're being oppressive to those who don't have a college degree. And it'd be a minor SJW group. Why? Because, I'm assuming most SJWs are in universities. They're getting their education on. Because, most SJWs that I read about, on Facebook, on Twitter, in YouTube streams or YouTube videos, they're these university students. They're getting educated. A lot of people are getting educated. And these SJWs, when they hear this crap from the minor SJW group, it's, well, I think they'll educate them on it that, you can marry who you want. And by you can marry who you want is someone who loves you and you love them. I'm about to get an associate's degree. What if a male or female doctor falls in love with me and I fall in love with them? it's just that addition of gender relevance, that addition of, what kind of education you have. I mean, if you want a certain educational level, as in what kind of degree someone has, when it comes to marrying someone, that's understandable. Because it's just social survival. It's not prejudice. It is discrimination, but it's not a negative discrimination because it's not prejudice. Having standards is just, it's not prejudice. I think I'm gonna end it here because I went over all of my notes. I went over first over the mental and physical traits of the working class alpha, my own subculture. I went over a little about career, culture, and relationships. Wow, I'm actually afraid to listen to this video because, I'm slightly buzzed. I've probably been slurring and probably way too loud. My accent is hard to listen to anyway, but, if you've made it to here, you're a good sport. All right, this was Wasted Warlocks, episode 1.9. Shout out to HH, Hellbent the Warlock, for, being working class, working up the ladder. And, well, have a great night. Ciao.